we're going to focus a little on comfort foods, some classics, and how to make that plant-based. So we are starting with a red quinoa loaf. It's like a meatloaf. And to get started, you're using a food processor, and you are going to put in this food processor one small, coarsely chopped red onion, or half of a large, like I did. One garlic clove. Pretty easy so far, right, y'all? And then you're going to take some walnuts, just a half a cup of walnuts. Sounds weird. Trust me, it's delicious. This recipe is actually a little more involved than I normally do on our videos, but it's one of Steve's very favorites, so he wanted me to make it for y'all because it is a classic. Now you're just going to blend it until it's all kind of finely minced up for you. I am going to scrape down the sides just one time. Oops, backwards. Just to make sure all that onion, everything gets all mixed up in there. You're going to add a cup of mushrooms, just quartered, and some beans. Now the recipe calls for a can of dark red kidney beans. These are obviously not dark red kidney beans. They are white kidney beans. Our store is, well, they're out of every bean. And so it's crazy times we're living in right now. And I just had white kidney beans in my pantry, so that's what we're using. It will change the color a little bit. Normally this is kind of a red to make it look like meatloaf. So it won't be quite right, but just know in the recipe to add dark red kidney beans, and apparently we need to stock up on these things. So you're just going to add both of these to the mixture. Actually, I think I'm just going to take the top off and add them. Maybe I should put it down. Let's add it like this. Now that I work on that in my head. And the mushrooms. And then you're going to pulse. Now what you're going to add to that is the remaining meatloaf ingredients, which are a cup of oats, some tahini. If you don't have tahini, I think most plant-based people have tahini, but if you don't, you can use peanut butter. I can't tell you how it would change the flavor because I've always used tahini. And ground flax seeds. Now you don't have to buy a special bag of ground flax seeds. You can grind them yourself in your NutriBullet. Red quinoa, not red lentils, cooked, a cup. And then this is all of our spices and seasonings. It's there's quite a few, so we'll just have it listed below for you. But it's nutritional yeast, salt, pepper, parsley, smoked paprika, thyme, sage, basil, things like that. Now we're just going to add all this together. Now you're going to take your loaf pan and you're going to line it with wax paper, or if you have one of those fancy little silicone loaf pans, you can use that one too. I don't have one of those, so I just line it with wax paper. Taste it, adjust the seasonings if you want a little more salt. You can really add any seasonings you want to it. But as you can see, kind of looks like a meatloaf. And then just pop it in the oven. Now it does take some time. It takes about 50 to 60 minutes. But around 40 minutes you should check on it. And if your top is getting too brown, cover it in foil to cook it the rest of the time. Okay, so we're going to put this in the oven. I'm going to wash my hands and we're going to meet you over at the stove and I'm going to show you how to make the gravy that goes on top. Okay, so our loaf is in the oven and now we're going to start the gravy. It's a golden gravy. It's not like the gravy we made the other day. You're going to take just a saucepan and you're going to add just vegetable broth. This is 2/3 of a cup. I'm sorry, it's obviously not 2/3 of a cup. 1/3 of a cup to your pan. And then you're going to add some minced garlic, 2 garlic cloves that have been minced. And then you're going to bring it to a boil. Okay, so it's come to a pretty good boil, and we're going to bring it down to a simmer. We won't burn our garlic. And to that, you're going to add your seasonings, which is nutritional yeast, some salt, some dried thyme, some turmeric, and some black pepper. Or you could use miso. And then it is a can of drained and rinsed chickpeas. I know, you're intrigued. How else it's going to be a gravy? So give it a good mix. And you're going to simmer it for about 5 minutes to really kind of infuse those flavors into the chickpeas. Okay, so see you in 5. Okay, so we've been simmering for 5 minutes. Now you're going to add it to a blender or a food processor. I'm going to put it in my NutriBullet because my food processor is dirty from the meatloaf and I don't want to wash it. So here we go. Put it in there. Make sure you get all that yummy goodness. Then you're going to puree it till it's smooth. Which doesn't take long because everything's soft. My lovely assistant wants to come over and add some. That'd be great. And here's where you adjust the seasonings. You know, add some more salt, some more pepper, more vegetable broth. Thank you, assistant. Oh, guess I should have given that back to the assistant. I'm just going to keep the heat on low to keep it warm while you're waiting for the meatloaf to get done. And that's it, y'all. Just check your flavors. Get a spoon, check your flavors. You know, don't be afraid to add a little vegetable broth to it to make it a little thinner, a little runnier, which I'm probably going to end up adding a little bit more to it. Thanks. Okay. So we will see y'all in a little while and our meatloaf is done. Okay, here we go. It's done. We're going to take it out of the oven. I actually did not have to cover mine with foil. Remember I said if it gets too brown, to cover it with foil. Mine didn't get too brown. It didn't burn. See? Looks just like meatloaf. I just wanted to remind you, be sure to subscribe to our channel and to ring that little bell. That gives your phone notifications every single time we upload new content. You don't want to miss anything. So like, subscribe, share, and ring our bell.